Alrighty, guys, a new Pokemon has just been revealed. We kind of knew they were sending out cards to some influencers with the Scarlet and Violet border. We knew this was coming, but a new Pokemon has been dropped. Let's watch this together before I get into explaining the kind of origins and where they got the idea for this Pokemon. So let's watch this together, kind of get our comments on it, and then we'll talk about the origins of our new friend here.
Okay, I'm here on behalf of Naranja Academy's.
It's very cool. It's saying Naranja Academy specifically makes me think it's only in Scarlet version, but I'm not totally sure if that's going to be the case. But it's something definitely to think about. Mimikyu's in the game, of course. He's, you know, staple Pokemon now, one of the top 10 of all time, so makes total sense. Gengar, obviously, you know, if you didn't think Gengar was going to be in this game, I have sad news for you. A lot of people were pointing to this candle before. A lot of people were already pointing to the candle to be the Pokemon before it was even revealed. So here it is, our new fluffy dog boy. It's definitely not Goddard from Jimmy Neutron, so who knows? But look at our little friend here. He's very adorable. And then, of course, she got treated like a doggo. Who's a good boy? Oh, who's a good boy? You know, so already, I do like the echoey noise coming from it.
Okay, here we go.
And that's an important part right there. Am I really this out of shape? So she's already kind of feeling fatigue. Ghost types really sucks the life out of you. So it's fun little boy, cute little sheepdog. So he's definitely a cute little friend. Knockout right there. The candle is an interesting choice. And then, you know, woohoo, game comes out on November 18th, which we already knew. So this Pokemon, very cute. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with the candle when it's a fire Terra type, because that already gives candles. So that it's just going to have candles on its candles. So that's going to be very interesting to see how they go about that. So let's kind of take a look at what could be the basis for this Pokemon. And the first thing that we're going to take a look at is actually this dog right here, the Catalan sheepdog. I'm kind of blocking it here, so let me move my face a little bit. So right here, you can kind of see its origins are Catalonia. So Catalonia, Spain. Catalan sheepdog is a breed of Catalan Pyrenean dog used as a sheepdog in Europe, especially in Spain. So that's very cool, though, because we've had some Pokemon that they're not super based in Spain. Like Grafai, not super based in Spain. But it was fun to introduce it here. I get that they were going off of that painted forest. But this one's, I mean, it's just a Spanish animal. Like Catalan sheepdog, just a Spanish Pokemon. You can kind of see the inspiration again, once again. Sorry for blocking here. You can see the inspiration for our friend as we look through these. Kind of looks like that new Pokemon that we got. So if we bring it back down here, another thing that I thought was kind of cool to mention is right here, the Catalan sheepdog. Catalan, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this. So this little segment right here is either Gos or Gas or Gos. I'm not sure. I unfortunately am not fluent in Spanish, or Catalan, but this right here we can see has a word in there that to English speakers is going to come off as ghost. It's going to come off as very similar to Haunter's name in Japanese, I believe it is. That's just ghost, kind of like that. So definitely, I feel like they saw the Catalan sheepdog. They're like, let's make a dog Pokemon. People love that. Then they saw the name in the, I'm not sure if it's Catalanian or Catalanian language, and they saw ghost, and they were like, boom, easy, ghost. So it seems like the more you play with this, the more that sucks the life out of you. But let's actually compare that to Haunter's name real fast. Alrighty, so here's kind of what I was referencing, actually. Not Haunter, it's Ghastly. I'm learning Japanese, but I don't fluently speak it. So, you know, going again, that's obviously not a direct translation, but the English version of the translation. But Ghost, kind of very similar to what we see when we look here. So we see there and there. So it kind of makes sense. It's got the word ghost in it, if that makes sense. So you know, they probably saw that again in the Catalan language, and they're like, okay, yeah, let's definitely make it a ghost dog. And dog Pokemon are always going to hit. You can kind of see there's not too much else to go on here, but I'm not the only person that kind of saw this. Etteri Eteri on Twitter, fantastic at making theories. It's actually Sith Each E on Twitter, but super good. Go follow them on Twitter. They, immediately were here. Pastor Catalan Pokemon. Got the sheepdog here. Then if we can jump again, you can kind of see a little bit of it here. But if we go to Yorodin here, also super good. If you like Pokemon leaks, theories, ideas on Pokemon, go follow Yorodin150. He's great at that stuff. Him and Etery both love etymology and seeing the names, which is cool. So this is where we kind of get into spoiler territory a little bit, because it's we don't 100% know that its name is Greavard, but it seems likely that its name is going to be Greavard. So Greavard etymology, as far as I can tell, Grieve plus Briard plus Graveyard, that totally makes sense. Greaves is a residue for making tallow, which was commonly used in making candles. So the candle on top of the head makes complete sense. And then also it's used in dog food. So dog food, candles, grieve is another, it's not spelled like that, but grieve is another word that we use for sadness whenever someone has passed or is lost. Unfortunately, so we got grieving, we got the grieves from candles, we got the dog grieve, which or tallow, which is grieves as a residue for making tallow. So you have dog food, you have candles, you have grieving, then you kind of have the cattle and sheepdog inspiration again, and then of course Graveyard, which is the obvious inspiration for this Pokemon. So it's very interesting. You can see here on the Pokemon site, it has not yet been officially revealed, so I don't know when. Usually that it does take a little bit. It did take a little bit for both Wiglet and Grafai to pop up on the website, so we will see if this is a similar thing, or if they will pop it up closer to time, or just wait until reveal day and just let it be out there. I'm not a huge fan of this Pokemon, but I could definitely see where other people would be. Sheepdogs are super cute, so it makes complete sense that they would make a Pokemon off of it. Now, of course, we can't kind of talk about new Pokemon information. We can't talk about new Pokemon leaks, info, rumors without checking out the old Soul Silver art, who is, always always has the details that we're looking for, especially right after a drop. So let's see what he has to say on this Pokemon. Okay, yeah, the reveal cycle's been a bit whack, so let's go down though. This is a good point right here. As I've said before, so many dogs, but none of them are for me. We do have Fido already. We have this new Pokemon, again, don't know the name confirmed, with Greavard. And then there's rumors of other dogs too. So they're really hitting the dog Pokemon very hard in this generation, which is very interesting. And then this is another cool thing to kind of mention here from PLDH. Next time you want a brand new Pokemon reveal, think of the cost. This person is dead now. Are you happy? So this isn't the first time that we've had a person quote unquote dead in a Pokemon reveal. So that's very interesting that they are once again killing someone, because when they released it's a ghost type thing, I guess they're like, if it's a ghost type Pokemon, do a reveal, kill the person. So Hisui and Zoroark and Zorua, we had a person hypothetically die, unless you are someone who thinks that that is actually Ingo, which is something that I, said a lot at the beginning of my channel. So if you want to watch that, go to my channel, look for the thumbnail that looks like this one here. So go check that out, and then make sure to, check out PLDH here. Make sure to check out Soul Silver. There's a lot of interesting stuff to talk about when it comes to this Pokemon, but so far we don't really know a lot, just that it is based on the Catalan sheepdog. We know that it is ghosts right there, ghost kinda, so it's kind of based on that. We know again that the Greaves is the residue from making tallow, so the candles make sense from the Grieve. We know that dog makes sense because it's dog food, so they tied candles and dogs together. Then they picked a Spanish dog, and then they looked at the Catalan name and they thought ghost. Super simple, all makes sense. It's a clear line from Spanish culture to dog to candle to ghost. Again, I'm very, very curious to see how this all plays out and to see how they handle the evolution, if this Pokemon gets one, and how they handle the rest of the release cycle. I'm a bit worried for the rest of the release cycle, but we will see how it goes. I just wanted to get on here, kind of explain the origins and the idea of where this Pokemon came from. Breaking news! So right as I was trying to end that video, Pokemon dropped the actual Pokemon onto the Scarlet Violet website. You can see we're looking at it right now on here. So let's click it and check out what they have to say about it. So It looks much better in its official art than it did in that trailer. I got to be honest. Like, this is much better. Still looks like Goddard. I'm not taking back what I said about it looking like Goddard. That's just facts about this Pokemon. So Greavard has powerful jaws that can shatter bones. A single bite from Greavard can be grievous. You can see here that we have two Greavard kind of in the snow together. There's one hiding out as they do. So it kind of says that it barely moves, resting peacefully underground, just the topmost, and it waits for people to come check out the eerie light that it's producing. So once it produces that, it jumps out of the ground, lets out a spooky cry. So very fitting for the Halloween season that we're entering here in America. It's friendly and easily gets lonely, but make sure not to play with it too much, which is incredibly sad. They're kind of going for like a rogue vibe from X-Men, I guess, where its powers make it to where it will take the life of other people, but it's not its fault. Like, it doesn't want to do this. It just the way it is. That's just its powers. So that is sad. So you can kind of see here, friendly and affectionate personality. Paying it even the slightest bit of attention will make it so overjoyed that it will follow you wherever you go. This is so sad. Of all the Pokemon residing in Paldea, it is known to be especially easy to befriend, even a ghost being friendly. However, Greavard will slowly and inadvertently absorb the life force of those around it, so it's best not to play with it too much. So it's extremely sad. So it just wants a friend, and it wants to be played with, and it's a true dog. Like, it just wants a friend, but it doesn't get it because it slowly drains the life from people. So that's extremely sad, to be honest. So something to remember during your journeys, that it's just looking for a friend. Sure, it might drain life away from you, but it's just looking for a friend. So give this dog some love, because it's not on my team, but hey, you give this dog some love. You love it. If you see an eerie light on the way, follow it. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Death? I mean, death might be worth it for this little guy. I mean, look at our friend here. He's kind of cute. The more I see him, the more I like him. Same with Bellybolt, but he's still not on my team. I can definitely see where other people would like him. So please, for my sake, add one of these guys to your team and enjoy the Catalan Sheepdog Pokemon Greavard. And if you like this type of content, kind of talking about Pokemon, which I can do all day, even have a Pokemon podcast, I could talk literally all day about Pokemon, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so I can cover other Pokemon that get released. And if you like gameplay, I'm actually going to be doing a playthrough of the Scarlet and Violet games on this channel on release day. First episode is going to come out the very first day that the game's out. So make sure to check that out. I'm currently right now playing through Sword and Shield, doing my own variant of Nuzlocke that I've created called Region Lock. It's super funny. It makes me want to pull my hair out. So if you like watching someone torture themselves through Pokemon, then make sure to go check that out. I'm going to leave it as the end video right below me. So make sure to check out that video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and don't forget to return, because we have so much more to talk about when it comes to the wonderful world of Pokemon.